Okay, so this is Microsoft's latest flight simulator released just a couple of months ago, and they've done a fantastic job. I mean, the realism is tremendous. The flying has become absolutely pilot worthy, and so it's made it a lot difficult for me because I'm learning all the new navigation stuff. As you can see over here in my cockpit, it's all brand new glass cockpit, navigation via GPS, Garmin, etc. So it's all brand new. I'm learning my way around. Even the aircraft controls in this particular aircraft, which I've never flown before. It's called a Cup Crafter. But I just love this aircraft. It flies beautifully if it works, and it's got its mindset to work properly. The autopilot in this one is really flaky. It kind of you do a sharp turn after setting it up, and the autopilot goes off for some obscure reason. I don't quite understand why it does that. But anyways, I'm going to try and see if I can maintain the autopilot. I'm going to set it to 1,200 feet above sea level, which is a pretty decent place from which to watch the world go by as it is. Once we are airborne, I'll come back and do some more setup over here. We've been cleared for takeoff on runway 26 at Juhu. I've chosen Juhu because it leads us straight out to the ocean, and my intention is to sort of turn southward and head towards Bandra, etc. So here's the aircraft. Have a look at it from the outside. It's kind of cool, very, very simple. It's reminiscent of a Piper Cub. Actually, this airport is the one that first time in my life I went in an aeroplane. My brother was a pilot for 42 years, and he took me up in an aircraft called the Pushpak from this very airport. I was, I think, 5 or 6 years old at the time. So we're talking about 60 years ago. All right, so let's get this thing airborne and see what we can see of the Mumbai that they've done. Being warned, it's not very finished as yet because they're still working on each city as they go along and updating it and etc, etc. But let's go have a look. So let's outside everything looks all right. I want to set my trim a little bit better. Yeah, there, and back inside, and here we go. I'm moving the engine to idle, up faster, release the brakes, and move the throttle forward. There we go. Trundling down. We should take off at about 60 knots, which we're coming to. And we should get airborne really easily. There we go. And as I said, let's turn to the south to see what we can see over there. Don't need the flaps anymore, bring them up. Let me see if I can stabilize it without too much trouble, too much of a climb. Bring it down. Let's see where we are though. Okay, yeah, this is heading towards Bandra. Let me go and turn on the autopilot so we can capture 12. Oops, my engine revs are way in the red, so let me adjust those a little bit and come back over here. I'm going to pause this for a moment. That's a great thing you can't do in real life. In a simulator like this, you can actually go and pause things. And I'm bringing back my RPM because it was really glowing red over here and telling me I was way over. And now, okay, so I've got, what do I have selected? I've got 1200 selected, and what I'm going to do is use the vertical speed mode over here to bring us down to where I want to be. Let me see again. what did I? Okay, so I just want to come down by vertical speed mode is on. Well, oh, you know what? I think we're so close to the altitude I want to be at. It probably will adjust it. My autopilot is on. I'm going to turn the flight director on, and yaw damper. I don't think it works in this airplane. And, yeah, so that's what I mean. This thing has a lot of glitches, but still, let's have a look outside, see where we are, and yeah, let's get moving again. Yeah, obviously the autopilot didn't kick in and didn't do the job that I wanted it to do. So I'm gonna hand fly this if I can, the best I can. Try and capture 1500. And now if you look, what we're flying over is Bandra. I know this thing is called Joggers Park, if I remember correctly. And then this is the road going up, and my friend Manik used to live over there. That's Bandra Talal. And I'm not sure if the thing over here, this is where Bandstand used to be. I may be wrong. I've been out for a long time. And this is the Worley Sea Link. So if we turn to the left over here, I'm going to cut throttle so we maintain some form of decently low altitude. And I'm going to turn us towards Mahim and Kettle Road and Shivaji Park, which we can see ahead. See if I can spot where my old school used to be, which is, well, in this case it would be to the left of where Shivaji Park is.
Raptor 001, you are leaving my airspace, frequency change approved.
And let me park it over here for a moment.
Charlie 001, frequency change.
Okay, see what's happening over here.
Mumbai approach Chhatrapati Echo Bravo Charlie 001 is type Chhatrapati CC 19 4 miles south of Juhu. Request flight following. Chhatrapati Echo Bravo Charlie 001 Mumbai approach. Squawk 6221. Squawk 6221 Chhatrapati 001. Chhatrapati 001 radar contact 4 miles south of Juhu 1,700 feet. Altimeter 29.2.
Okay, so, oh Jesus, too much talk going on. Let me try the autopilot again. This stupid thing is so frustrating because it just drops you like a bomb. Engage the autopilot, turn the vertical speed mode on, actually maybe altitude to 1400, and I'm going to decrease the vertical speed by 300. No, let's go to 400 and see what happens. Let's get it going again, and hopefully the autopilot will kick in. So I'm going to pause it over here again and look down. And okay, so that's the playground or whatever it was opposite Bombay Scottish. This building and this building are supposed to represent Bombay Scottish. I guess this one was the shape of our spot at the back of the school, on the side where most of our classes and our senior classes were along either this wall or this wall. This is the older building. I guess the chapel was over here. This is supposedly the new building, and up on the top would be where we used to go for Mr. Roderick's art class. This building over here looks to be a representation of Hinduja Hospital. And yeah, further down, these are not really well shown, but this would be where Mrs. Brandish lived. This is probably where represents where Mrs. Joseph and my sister lived. Mr. Norman lived in this building, and along that road, if you went to the corner, there used to be Shri Cinema. I think that is long gone. So we'll move a little bit forward and see how they've shown the rest of our school. Damn, autopilot has gone off again, but well, what do we do? Okay, so that's the playground behind our school. This is the courtyard. We used to have a banyan tree over here that you could swing from. Well, we're not allowed to swing from, but we used to swing from over there. There's a lot of good memories over here. For sports, I used to practice discus throw in this area over here. And if we go further down, yeah, there's the swimming pool at Shivaji Park. This probably is Kettle Road going down. It's the swimming pool at Shivaji Park, the Shivaji Park itself. I don't know what this building is, but anyways, it represents the park. If I look a little bit further, it could be that either this or somewhere over here is Catering College, where I went to school for catering. Now this from Shivaji Park, this I guess goes to the corner where I think that is where the I'm not sure actually. Yeah, probably. This is where the Shiv Sena building would be, and going further down, Plaza Cinema would be on this corner over here and turns upwards and goes to Shivaji Park up there. Oh, this is also neat, because if you look over here, this is Matunga, and that's Matunga Gymkhana. I forgot what this ground behind us was called, but we used to have a Parsi cricket club at Matunga Gymkhana, which I remember very well. And then, yeah, Tilak Bridge going towards Dadar Titi, and they've represented Dadar Circle in a very weird way, but at the same time, it's at least it's represented over there, so that's not a bad thing. So okay, let's continue. I don't know if I should even bother with the autopilot at this point in time, but let me just go and check and see what it's doing. Is it still on? Oh, it's still on actually, so let's hope it actually captures an altitude for me. I'll make very gradual turns. Okay, so moving on. We're now passing over Matunga Gymkhana, probably Matunga Railway Station, and I'm going to turn it towards the Dadar area. Dadar used to be for a long time a predominantly Parsi area, and so we have some Parsi names of these places. This group of 4 buildings is Dadar Circle, which used to be called Dadar Titi Circle, and the actual name was Khordadad Circle, a Parsi name. And there were 4 identical buildings which were called Mahals. They had different names, but there were 4 identical buildings, and this was the circle. This, of course, headed off towards Parel, and what is it called? Broadway Cinema was over here. Chitra Cinema was somewhere down there. And then, of course, this led into the Parsi colony, which you came in over here. My friend Behram Bansha lived in this building over here. This was the triangular building, very popular building at one point in time, because it had a really nice Parsi restaurant down there called Yasdr Cafe. Over here we had a statue called Joshi's statue, I guess. And then this was the main street coming in. This was again another street, but this was the main street coming into the colony. And again, it's weirdly shown, but that would have been where my old building used to be before it was broken down, and now they've built a taller building there. And this is where my current, well, not mine, but my brother's family's current flat is, in this building over here. I presume that this is meant to be the Parsi Fire Temple or the Parsi Agyari. This big area over here is the girls' school, Wadiavache Girls' School, and this was a garden in which I used to practice sprinting. It's called Panchkani Garden. I'm not sure why it's called Panchkani Garden, but that's what it's called. So there are some nice things that bring back fond memories of growing up there. Over here, there's a little garden too called Wadia Bagh, where I played as a toddler, I guess. So where was I? Yeah, the Parsi Agyari Wadiavache School. And so this whole area over here is Five Gardens, where I think I spent most of my life hanging out over here at these gardens. This was our favorite corner. We had a Kalakatta man called Lakhan, who used to have his stall over here, I guess, and Mohan used to have a Belpuri stall right next to him, and all us teenagers hung out in this area. Another area where we did hang out was this area, and it was called Charsi Garden because of obvious reasons. This is another little circle, and it was called Chhatrapati. Again, surrounded by 4 gardens on the corners around it. And if that is Chhatrapati, then this is Parsi Gymkhana, the other Parsi Gymkhana, for where we have huge parties on New Year's and stuff like that. Really a fun place. Okay, so back to Five Gardens. And what else? Oh yeah, so at Five Gardens you go up a little bit forward, and halt it right here. Now this is Band View, where my aunt and cousins live. Yeah, there's a Parsi madrasa school where Parsi kids learn their prayers and stuff over here. This little triangular garden I also remember very well because my friend Viraf used to live in this house, or what stands for. And then from here, I think this was all Wadala Bazaar area. I don't know why it's shown like that, all built up. And this headed off towards Wadala, and then, oh, there's a Wadala bridge. We crossed it. I forget where St. Joseph's School was, but St. Joseph's and stuff was in this area. And this headed down all the way to Wadala train station. Or am I screwing everything up? I probably am, because things are not exactly as they should be shown. And again, I've been out of Mumbai for now 45 years, so the memory gets a little bit scant. I've only been back 4 times or 5 times actually. So yeah. Alright, so we've pretty much seen what I remember of it. So let's go see what else has been kept or recreated downtown area. So hang a right. I'm really gently toggling the turns of this thing because I'm so worried the autopilot will flip out again on me. And I don't want to worry about keeping it stable while I want to be more into the sightseeing. Okay, so this is that flyover thing that they built quite a few years ago to make it easier to go downtown, I think from the other... Uh-oh. What's happening over here? We've got to keep correcting for the wind, I guess. And they've got some really tall buildings and stuff, which I think maybe are real, but I doubt it. They've sort of, I think, arbitrarily thrown in some big monolithic black buildings to make Bombay look impressive. I don't know. This house Okay, so we're back to where I was when it rudely got stuck and ended. Um, I think we'll go downtown and just turn around. I didn't see much over there. See, okay, let's go over look at Mahalakshmi race course and stuff. I don't know why this aircraft keeps wanting to do weird stuff, but okay, autopilot went off just now. I just heard it click off. Yep. Strange bloody aircraft. But, or is it strange game? Anyways, there's Mahalakshmi below us. Mahalakshmi race course below us. I don't know, there's lots of buildings and stuff over here which I don't even know if they're real. There's the mosque that's in the ocean, Haji Ali. Well, it's supposed to be it, but it's just a vague representation of that. And then turning south, yeah, I think this area we're pointing towards is probably Malabar Hill, and yeah. Actually, if we fly over it, we'll see the Hanging Gardens, and very, very fond memories of these gardens over here. And of course, Chhatrapati and Marine Drive. Yeah, this is Marine Drive, and whoa. Follow it down, and see all the gymkhanas, the Parsi gymkhana, Hindu gymkhana. Okay, I'm gonna pause it over here just for a moment. My dog is making a lot of noise, I don't know why. So here we go, be back with you shortly. Okay, so we're going over all the gymkhanas, the Wankhede Stadium. I think that's Brabourne Stadium over there with the cricket club. These gardens, I'm not sure what exactly they are, but some of them must be Azad Maidan and the Oval. Not too sure of those. I know we used to come for a New Year's Eve party over here somewhere. Really, really big shindig, it was called actually. Okay, not very, very sure where I am, but let's turn it around again gradually. I'm not sure what that circle is, but it might be Ornament Circle. If that is, oh, okay. Hang on. Let me pause it over here and show you something interesting. I don't know if they were purposely not allowed to depict these buildings, but that's supposed to be the Gateway of India, a little square in front of it, and this is actually meant to represent the Taj, where I used to work. And down this lane, of course, very, very memorable, was Bade Mian was over here somewhere. And I remember many, many night shifts at the Taj when we would send out a bellboy or somebody to go and get some kebabs. They were absolutely delicious stuff. yeah, really, really nice stuff. Uh, one of these actually might be Bombay Gymkhana for all we know. Again, I'm not. Wait, you know what? That might be Bombay Gym, the tennis courts and the swimming pool. Yeah, and the cricket pitch over here. Uh, I don't know how accurately that's shown, but anyways, we got an idea. BT station must be somewhere over here. This is Ballot Pier and the docks. So, okay, we're climbing up, and let's see what we can see over here. Anything interesting? Nah, I don't know. Gonna get lost when I look at it from the air. Not used to looking at Bombay from up here. So, well, folks, that's essentially it. I'm gonna now get back into ILS mode and head for the runway and see if I can make a nice half-decent landing without crashing this bloody aircraft. So, see you soon. Okay. That is seriously weird. There's an aircraft over there that's got its tail stuck in the tarmac. What the heck? That is so funny. Let me look at it from inside. That is incredibly funny. Okay, yeah. Never seen anything like it. Oh, Microsoft, what have you been doing with your flight simulator? This is just hilarious. Oh, crap. Alright, let's see if we can follow that guy. And I'm gonna break all the rules and go all over the place without contacting the ground, but this is too much, man. Incredibly woodsy. How's he going to walk into the gate? Turn off this guy so we can see him better. Oh, look, oh, this. What happened? Did he land without his right side landing gear or what? Okay, thankfully this airline doesn't have any markings on it, so we're not really... I think it just dug deeper into the ground. Starboard engine is completely underground, and it's actually heading towards the gate, where there's probably some guy waiting to flag her in. Let's go see if he's there. We will go around. Whoa, look at this. And it's rolling on one front wheel. I'll be so stunned if that walkway comes out to actually meet the door. Huh. Probably the weirdest thing I've seen in a flight simulator. Microsoft has so many bugs in it, it's just crazy. Oh, look at that. Actually, it did come out. And what's it going to do? Is it... Let's look at... That thing is it's going into the building. It couldn't find the doorway, and the funny thing is there's luggage trucks and all of that coming, and this guy is hilariously varied. I think the food truck is coming up. The refrigeration truck is also wondering what the F happened over here. So anyways, folks, just to complicate things, I'm gonna shut my engines down, cut down the lights off, and call it a day right over here underneath the shady area that this aircraft has provided. So here we go. Alright, and turn the electricals off. Yes, so look, we got a nice shady area under the wing. under the elevator actually, and nice place to walk out and see the actual action. What the heck is going on? This is very, very, very strange to say the least. Look at that. That poor truck driver is wondering what the F. Meanwhile, there's traffic taking off and leaving and all of that. Anyways, that's it for me, for Mumbai, and for this crazy aircraft with its crazy autopilot and its very, very glitchy AI aircraft. Bye.